What's happening, people? It's your boy Big Uggs, and welcome back to the Voice of the Tune. Today, we're talking Arsenal. Newcastle United travel to the Emirates Stadium tomorrow evening in the 8 p.m. kickoff in the Premier League, and it's a big game. It's a massive game, man. There was a lot of blood spilt in the home fixture where we got the 1-0 win. A lot of Arsenal fans still salty about that. They're still salty about our last visit to the Emirates, when we went there and got a 0-0 draw. That we would, at the time, we were the first team in the Premier League to get points off them in January last season. So, Arsenal at the Emirates, we're not great. We've not won there since 2010. So I'm not going to say that we're a team that who knows how to beat them. But of recent, we've been getting some points off them. Um, the two notable wins at home, so this season and 2 years ago, Eddie Howe's debut season, where we stopped them from getting Champions League. So so since these moments, Arsenal fans and Arteta himself, and I'm sure the players too, they've selected Newcastle as the team that they always want to beat. And for us, it's not that easy. We're a side that knows how to fight. Even though we're having a difficult season, I wouldn't be surprised if we went there tomorrow night and got a point. If we apply ourselves, and if we watched how Porto played against them in the Champions League, as we know, Arsenal lost to Porto in a 1-0 defeat in the last minute of the game. Galeno with the strike, with a 25-yard strike, and got the winner. So during that game, I watched the game closely, and I saw Porto. I saw how they played. They let Arsenal have the ball you like, but you're not gonna get through our rock, our defence, and that's what they've done. They stopped Arsenal from counter attacking. Whenever Arsenal had a chance to counter attack or to break free, I saw the Porto players working their socks off to all get back, and Arsenal had to start again. Very rarely do you see that. Arsenal are usually a side where if you give them the opportunity to counter attack, and they'll switch play. Is either from left to right or to right to left. And Martin Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, they're all part of that. But Porto done a good job in doing that, in stopping them from doing that on the Champions League in the last game. So if there's a template as to how to play against Arsenal, especially at the Emirates, I believe that will be how to do that. And obviously what we done against them last season, just waste time a little bit, slow the game down, quiet down the fans, get the fans frustrated, get the players frustrated, and you just never know, what that could result in. Because I recall last season I was there at the game, even though Arsenal fans claiming that we parked the bus, but in that game we had the best chance to score, and I believe it was John Linton as well in the first half, a header, free header, and he should have really scored it, to be fair. But if he scores that and we win the game, for all of Arsenal's dominance and possession, it would have counted for nothing. So we don't have to go there and dominate the ball. We just need to go there and be solid, much more solid than we've been in recent games. In recent games, I've said on here that the gap between the midfield and defence is too big. Especially if we're going to play MILEY there, which I don't think we should. I'll get onto my team in a minute, but I feel like the reason why we're conceding a lot of goals, and the reason why Dubravka's conceded the most goals since Nick Pope's been injured, is just because I believe the gap between the defence and the midfield is too big. So the defence is not being protected enough. A lot of shots are being faced out on our goal, and also we play a high line. So I'm intrigued to see how Eddie Howe's going to set up tomorrow, because Arsenal have a lot of pace, especially in full positions. With Martinelli and Saka, and whoever that number 9 is. I think it's going to be Trossard. He started against Porto, so it could be him, it could be Nketiah, it could be Havertz. Jesus, it looks like he's out for the game, but whoever it is, Arsenal have that pace in behind. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to set up, man. Are we going to set up the way we do against other teams, with a high line, pressing high up the pitch, or are we going to be a bit more reserved and let Arsenal do the work and break us down, and us use our pace in behind on the counter attack? I don't know. I believe Eddie Howe has a way of playing. He doesn't change it for anybody, which I respect. But obviously we just need to know that our record at the Emirates isn't great. So I wouldn't go chasing this game within the first half. I believe the game for me tomorrow is about staying in the game for as long as possible. Even if it's a 1-0, for example, or we're down 1-0, we're still in the game. It's about staying in the game, making sure that we give ourselves a chance to either win the game or to get a draw. And by doing that, we need to stay compact. We need to work hard for each other. I recall in the previous game at the Emirates, Joe Linton was playing out left, and he was very key for us because obviously if Eddie Howe chooses to go with Dan Burn, I believe he's going to choose Dan Burn because he's played him in all the other games, and all the other games there's a reason for him not to play him. He's played him, and tomorrow night there's a reason for him not to play because he's going to be up against Saka. So, in the game at the Emirates last season, Joe Linton was key to our defensive work. He was helping Dan Burn a lot to sort of double up on Saka. So Saka had a quiet game. He couldn't really get into the game. He couldn't really cut into his left foot because Big Joe was there. But we don't have that tomorrow. And Eddie Howe needs to know that we don't have Joe Linton's defensive work. We don't have Joe Willock's work either. Obviously, Willock's been training, which I'll get onto, but Big Joe for me is going to be a miss. So that's why we need to help out Dan Burn. If it is Dan Burn who plays, whoever's playing the left side of centre mid or playing out left, it could be Almiron, it could be Anthony Gordon. Whoever it is needs to track back and help Dan Burn, because otherwise, that's just going to be the side Arsenal go to every single time. And every time they do that, 9 times out of 10, you'll back Saka to get the better out of Dan Burn. So that's a battle that I'm interested to seeing. I do hope that Eddie Howe does the right thing and plays Livramento, because I believe Livramento better fitted to match Saka than Burn is. But, you know, whoever it is, we need to make sure that the system and the shape is correct, because Arsenal will punish you. Arsenal, they're in the league, they're in good form, scoring 11 goals in 2 games, 5 against Burnley, 6 against West Ham, both away from home. But, you know, I watched them play Liverpool at home and get a 3-1 win against Liverpool, who are top of the table. So Arsenal are no mugs. You know, they'll be looking to get it back in blood. I'm getting the fans already talking to me, at me on Instagram. You know, I done a live Troops on his channel. Go check that out, Troops TV. And we just spoke, and for me, the message is clear. Arsenal are looking to get it back in blood because of how they feel robbed. You know, they're still a bit salty about the defeat earlier in the season. So they feel robbed. They feel like the goal should never have stood, even though the referees or VAR and PG and MOL have come out to say, listen, like, there was no evidence to say why the goal shouldn't have stood. But still, they're still adamant. So for them, this is a game that they're looking at to make a statement. But we need to just be a bit better defensively, man, than we've been in recent games. Because conceding against Bournemouth, 2 against Bournemouth, 2 against Forest, 4 against Luton, it's not good enough. You know, these are teams that we shouldn't be conceding all these goals against. And, you know, because of that, we drew to Luton and Bournemouth. So, you know, it's a bit inconsistent. We are unbeaten in 5 in the league, but, you know, going into this game tomorrow, we need to be much better, especially in midfield. You know, especially in midfield, because that's where the game's going to be won and lost, in midfield. And obviously Arsenal at home with the fans behind them. I'll be there anyways. I'll be at the game, so I'll have the luxury of being able to see the game, you know, in the flesh and seeing where the battle is going to be won. But I feel, for me personally, it's going to be a midfield battle. And obviously we've seen MILEY play in that deep line number 4 role and let Bruno do that number 8 role in the last 2 games. But I feel that for tomorrow's game, it'll be naive to play Lewis MILEY there. You know, let Bruno do that role. He's a bit more experienced than MILEY. Let MILEY do the role that he's been doing for most of the season, and let Bruno get us in control of the game. So, but for me, like I keep saying, it's about staying compact and, you know, being better off the ball defensively. You know, from midfield to defence, and creating our moments, man. And if we get a chance, we have to take it. You know, last season away from home, we didn't take it, but we took a point from them. But, you know, I don't see why we can't go there and get a point on 3 points. You know, any game is possible to win in the Premier League, but for sure it will be difficult. We ain't won there, like I said, in 2010. Andy Carroll with the header. That's like 14 years ago, so it's a long time ago since we won at the Emirates. So, you know, I hope we can put that record straight and get the win tomorrow, but it's going to be difficult, man. So the side I'll do with all the injuries, obviously we know Isak's been training and back in the squad, so as Willock. So positive news, but I wouldn't play them just yet. I believe obviously it'll be too early to play Isak. It's a shame, but because in this game he'll be needed to hold up the ball and to keep possession up top, especially against Saliba and Gabriel. I think Anthony Gordon against Gabriel and Saliba is a mismatch personally, but that's what we have in a minute. So the team I'll do is the Dubravka in goal, Trippier, but Botman, Shaw, and Livramento left back. For me, it's a no-brainer. If Eddie Howe wants to do Dan Burn, then it's up to him. That's on his head. But I would do Livramento. In the middle, like I said, deep line number 4, Bruno, Longstaff, and MILEY, same midfield. And then Harvey Barnes out left, Anthony Gordon and Almiron out on the right. So that's the team I'll do. Harvey Barnes has a big job. He needs to help Dan Burn defensively. Longstaff, if it's him playing out also on a left centre mid, he needs to help out too, because we need to be compact, and we can't let this be too much of an open game. Otherwise, Arsenal will blow us away within the first 10 minutes, and we need to stay in the game. But I'm backing a Lewis MILEY masterclass, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw at the Emirates, and I'm going to go Harvey Barnes to get the goal. So that's me. That's my thoughts on the game. Like I said, I'll be at the game, so I'll be interested to see how it's set up. But 1-1 draw at the Emirates, and we can stretch our unbeaten run in all comes to 6 games, start to find some consistency and start to tighten up a bit defensively. So let me know in the comments what you think the score is going to be, how you feel about the game. Is Dan Burn going to play? I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching, man. It's always a pleasure. It's your boy Big Augs. Make sure to like, comment, and to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.